Oh crap. What's going on with my camera? Freak. That's certainly not what I want. Great. Well, my camera decided to just say, yeah, no, not today. After I got done editing some stuff in the thingy. So, we're just going to go with how it is right now and get right into it. I'm going to just pull up my, any comments people may have in the comment section, or rather chat. I'm doing videos and now I'm doing a stream, and so it's, it's all over the place. So, I'm just going to kind of look at stuff and then we're going to get right into this, give everybody a couple minutes to kind of tune in, and we're going to get right into the video, or rather the stream. Alright, so a few things I want to quickly talk a little bit about is the fact that we are starting to see some kind of a core really rapidly develop right prior to landfall. You can easily see where that core is, and it has shifted a little farther up to the north because it has intensified. And generally when these storms, the stronger tropical systems are, the more that they generally are able to go against the high pressure, kind of go where they want to. The weaker storms kind of get pushed around and are told where to go by the high pressure. Because this system is a little bit stronger, it's kind of able to push against that high pressure and make its way farther up to the north because it has intensified. We do think it might be a little bit stronger than 50 miles an hour because of how well developed that core is right now. You can easily see that as it is making its way into southern Texas right now. Heavy rain, flooding are all going to be possibilities with this storm as it, again, is approaching landfall here momentarily, probably the next 30 minutes or so, as it is moving to the west at about 15 or so miles, 15, 20, 18 miles an hour roughly. And as that happens, we're going to continue to see heavy rain as this brings all this moisture out over this entire area of South Texas into northern Mexico. We're going to see lots of flooding like this through the rest of the day into the evening hour today. Tropical storm warnings and watches in effect in terms of rainfall. Lots of rain is going to be expected. Very much needed rain is going to be needed for this part of Texas. Hello everyone, how are we doing today? So much needed rain. It's been extremely hot. Especially in South Texas, we've seen temperatures easy 107, 108, even 110 degrees. Unfortunately, other areas that need rain in Texas won't be getting that rain because of the high pressure. Houston, Texas, it was 108 degrees, one of the hottest temperatures in 114 years, and we are seeing areas south of I-10 have the best chance of seeing rain. Areas south of I-10 have the best chance of seeing rain in the Houston area. Areas north of I-10, 15 to 20% chance, slim to no chance of rain in those areas. Farther north you go, that possibility of seeing any kind of rain dwindles down to zero. So that's currently what we're looking at with the storm right now. I'm going to actually take a look and see what we got here. Wind speeds, kind of curious. You can see that eye wall really beginning to approach the eye wall, the core of that system, beginning to make its way into the coastline right there, where we're starting to see, where we could see 50, possibly even as high as 60 mile an hour winds. Gusts could be even stronger. I'm trying to figure things out here in terms of where we can kind of get this. This is lightning. I think this might be our only 10 miles an hour. This stuff is really right here in the core. Again, 35 miles an hour. So kind of what we're looking at in this area. I wish they had some weather stations right along the core. Excuse me, right along the beach side right here, so we had an idea of just how strong the storm is. But right where you can see that, kind of want to mention this way, okay? Right in this area where we have the darkest reds right here, that's where I think we're going to have those strongest 50 to 60 mile an hour winds. And those winds are moving onshore right now as we speak, and so those are where we're getting in the heaviest rains. Right in this area, we're seeing the wind obviously go counterclockwise. So right in this area here, hold on, let me just do this. Can I do arrows? I don't think I can. Okay. right in this area, right here, is really where we're going to see this onshore flow come in, and that's when we could see, up to 7-8 foot, foot of storm surge is possible in these areas. So we're going to have inundation of heavy rain, but also not only just freshwater flooding from this storm, but also saltwater flooding from the storm, meaning we're going to be having storm surge inundation on the island, this barrier island right here, which is really protecting the mainland Texas back here from just storm surges coming in and inundating that entire area. Now, thankfully, this isn't a 140, 150, 200 mile an hour hurricane making landfall. This is just a 45, 50 mile per hour tropical storm making landfall. That's what we're looking at right now. I'm gonna change this here to 30 frames. So you can clearly see right as this storm is approaching landfall, we are starting to see some of those more intense and stronger winds, and it's developing much quicker and much faster than what the meteorologists were predicting. I kind of was like, well, this is probably going to ramp up a little bit. I wasn't expecting to start seeing some kind of what almost looks like a very well developed core, almost like an eye wall beginning to develop as that center that moves inland. So something else I want to mention is all of this right here, possibly some dry air right here trying to make its way in, which could be another reason to why this storm isn't just intensifying. But the main reason this storm isn't just exploding into intensity is going to be the reason that this storm just didn't have a lot of time. Unfortunately, there won't be a lot of rain for areas north of this. Fortunately, there will still be lots of drought and red flag warnings up. But the good news is areas that need it in South Texas will certainly be getting it. More bad news is because they haven't seen a lot of rain. There's been just this huge amount of flooding, a lot of rain all at once, and the ground just cannot soak it up that quickly. And thus, I do believe that we're going to see, unfortunately, quite a bit of possible flooding with this. Now, if this would have already been down here, it probably would have already made landfall. But because the center has shifted off to the north, it is just now beginning to make landfall as the core of that storm is moving over South Texas. If you are just now joining us, we are doing live coverage of Tropical Storm Harold, as it is now momentarily going to be making landfall in Texas very, very soon. Gusty winds, heavy rain are happening right now along the entire coastline from Corpus Christi down to Port Mansfield, even just north of Port Isabel, Texas. All in that area, we're seeing very heavy rain, gusty winds, 40, 50 mile an hour winds, gusting to 60, 65 miles an hour. Storm is developing relatively well and quickly. Okay, I don't care about visibility. This is buoys. Those are surface fronts. So trying to figure out everything here that I want on. Tropical. This is all my tropical stuff going on right now. Oh no, not that. This. Go storm reports. Oh no, we want tropical. Well, that's not really going to help me too much. That is what we have here with this system. Oh, let me make sure my lighting is on. Because I do believe there is 15 minutes. Okay, here's on. We have seen a little bit of lightning, as you can see here in the outer bands. If we move up here into the Galveston area, talking a little bit more about rain in the outer bands. Again, there are, isolated areas where we are seeing some rain here. But generally, south of I-10 is where we're going to see a majority of the rain. But there's going to be a stray shower or two here in southeast Texas. But anything really north, you may get one here or there. But generally, north of I-10, you're not going to see much of anything when it comes in terms of rain, unfortunately. It's just the high pressure is just not going to work out well. Alright, so we're going to just put this into motion. You can see these rain bands trying to make their way up in there. I'm actually going to change this up and do a little bit more frame rate, so you can kind of see as the day has gone on, you can see we did get a few, but you can just see they just fizzle out and fall apart because at high pressure, the atmosphere is much more stable. They're not able to hold, the storms aren't able to hold their structure together, and so they just fall apart. There's high pressure. They're not able to stay lifted because of the instability of basically the differences in air mass. It's much more stable through the entire column of the atmosphere. That's what we're looking at there. So again, there it is, moving, making its way inland. Storm surge already probably occurring right now as we speak. Okay, satellite-wise, let's take a look at satellite and see what this looks like from the point of satellite. Okay. So again, this is the tropical storm. Not a very well-developed system, but again, you can see there's all this dry air down here, which is what is another reason why we're not starting to see the storm just rapidly develop. And just the other reasons, moving so fast, it just didn't have time. If it had another day or two, we could certainly see a strong hurricane, possibly even a major hurricane, making landfall there south of Corpus Christi. Or possibly there in Bay City or even Galveston. Again, the stronger these storms are, the more they can kind of turn farther up to the north, depending on where the high pressure is. Oh, but that's not going to work too well, is it? Let's see, mesoscale 2. There we go. But you can really see the development in intense convection there. Right here, right along the coastline, in Corpus Christi, Port Lavaca, Rockport, Alice, Kingsville, in this entire area, we're seeing lots of heavy rain, flash flood watches, flash flood warnings, certainly to be in effect today, later today, as the storm continues to make itself off to the west as it makes landfall there in southern and south Texas. If anyone has any comments, questions, or concerns, feel free to comment any questions that you have. We are, not meaning to pull this up, I have a mistake. We are more than happy to, yeah, I can't flip the radar into 3D. You know, I keep forgetting you can do that because it's something I just have never done before. This one's the radar we're going to use. So this is the radar in 3D. You can certainly see here, right here along where the eye wall is, right in this area. This is really where the quote-unquote eye wall is at, and we're going to be seeing, again, this right here is where all the dry air is at over here, but we're seeing lots of heavy rain, even some pinks up here, indicating lots of convection and deep thunderstorm activity, which I could show y'all again. Go here, back here, so bits of pink in there, somewhere in here, I don't know off the top of my head. But if we go into and look at the satellite, you can easily see where you would see some more of that deeper thunderstorm activity and those deeper convection. Taking a look here at the satellite, that's water vapor, not what I meant to click on. There we go. No, not really that one, this one works. Here, right along this area, that's where we're seeing lots more of those deeper convection. That's where we're going to be seeing those gustier winds here in Port Aransas, Corpus Christi, Kingsville, right in this area where we're going to be seeing those winds gusting 60, 65 miles an hour and winds 50 to 55 miles per hour. We look at 3D here. Holy shit. It's crazy looking. There we go. So you can clearly see, you can really see the thunderstorm, the vertical column of the atmosphere is very, very high up. And so we're seeing, really, we start getting these big blobs of convection. We're going to see gusts of wind with that as the storm is going to release in the form of wind and rain. So that's really what we're looking at here. I personally don't know what else to say about the storm. Again, comment any questions that you have. But this is another good thing about this system is it's not gonna be a slow mover. Okay, it's gonna move in and it's gonna move out very relatively quickly. It's not gonna stall. All right, it's gonna keep moving. All right, and it's gonna just drop a lot of rain over South Texas and northern Mexico. Now going back into radar, taking a look at what we got here. Haven't gotten an update yet. Oh, reflective. So again, that's where the center of that storm is at, as it is now beginning to make its landfall. Oh shit. Bottles. The high resolution refresh. High resolution refresh. I don't know what HRR stands for. I'm trying to think of it. There we go. HRR.
Are you doing an update?
Yes, Mom. So this is mean sea level pressure. This doesn't matter. We really want to mainly look at the total amount of precipitation that areas could see here. In 1 hour, we just take a look at over the next 6 hours, and you can see lots of heavy rain in South Texas, south of Corpus Christi. Now we do think we'll have multiple bands of rain. If we look farther off to the north, in southeast Texas, little to no rain is expected, unfortunately. All of the central southern portions of the United States have seen very heavy amounts, or heavy, big heat waves. But heavy rain is going to be a big threat for areas in south of Corpus Christi and Kingsville. 5, 6, 7 inches of rain in just the next 6 hours. And this, 6, 7 inches of rain is likely. Other areas could see possibly 8 to 10 inches of rain are possible. This is just in the next 6 hours. Over the next 12 hours, this is going to move farther inland. So we're seeing areas 7 inches of rain. Corpus Christi could see 3 to 4 inches of rain. But right where the core of the storm goes is where we're going to see the heaviest of the rain. And now over the next 18 hours, this is kind of generally where we're seeing the rain. Practically no rain in southeast Texas, but generally in northern Mexico, and specifically right along the area of where the storm makes landfall is where we're going to see the biggest amounts of rainfall. 7 and 8 inches of rain is generally what we're looking at here. Taking a look at the reflectivity, this is not very high resolution. Tornadoes are also going to be possible with this storm. This is not very high resolution. I'm going to go to convection level. Alright, I'm going to get back here, go back to the radar because we do believe we have a tornadic signature. Corpus Christi radar. I think I want to watch some warnings here. Flash flood warnings already in effect for these areas. Okay, where are my... There should be a red square. I might have already... Hold up, let me just do one last thing here. Alright, so we're going to take a look at the velocity, which I keep forgetting this is even something you can do for some reason. High level velocity. Oh wow, look at these winds here. I believe this could be where we could be seeing the strongest tropical storm force winds. Now, I don't know if these are gusts or straight up winds, but if these are gusts, we could be seeing winds. Most likely, these are winds gusting close to hurricane force wind gusts. Here, as you can see, 70, 78, almost 80 mile an hour wind gusts with this. This is where we're seeing the core of the storm move in. This is the other side of that core. Looks like we're seeing a lot of this onshore flow here. 50, 40, 50, 60 mile an hour wind gusts. Really is what I think this is what we're dealing with here. Are these wind gusties. I'm going to put this into motion here. I can get a better look at this. Could be the center of where the storm is at. Yeah, you can kind of see it curling up there as it comes into frame. This might be the core right here. Kind of hard to tell generally where the core is at on this. You look at the velocity near Corpus Christi, it's just ridiculous. Oh, I see what you're talking about. This little thing right here. No. Where's Corpus Christi? No, it's Corpus Christi right here. But this is what we're looking at here. It's like downbursts. I'm curious what the radar looks like right here. What's going on right here? Now I'm generally curious what's going on. I got like. I know it looked like the eye or the center of the storm where it made landfall. Alright, National Hurricane Center has officially declared landfall. I'm going to actually quickly pull this up on my other page over here. Tropical Storm Harold is at 9 a.m. Central Time. Oh wait, no, I need. This is 9 a.m. There it is. 50 miles an hour. Harold makes landfall on Padre Island, Texas. Heavy rains and tropical storm force winds expected during the next several hours. So it made landfall with maximum sustained winds of 50 miles an hour with a minimum central air pressure of 998 millibars. There it is. The storm has officially made landfall. There it is. There it is. 50 miles an hour is the maximum sustained winds we're seeing, where we haven't even seen winds gusting to almost 80 miles an hour. I want to talk a little bit about surge. 1 to 3 foot storm surge, anywhere from the mouth of the Rio Grande all the way to Sargent, so up to 3 feet above ground level. Peak storm surge forecast. That's what we're dealing with. That's what we're looking at. We're not dealing with a super powerful tropical system. The biggest threat with this is certainly going to be the heavy rain and the flooding with this. This is what we got going on here. Let me get my water right quick. Find my water first, I think it's back. What do we got going on here? The next one that we will be covering and talking about, as we'll after this storm, obviously, is obviously going to be the storm that's, I forgot the name of it. The one making approaching Hispaniola, that one's going to be producing lots of heavy rain, possibly life-threatening flash flooding over over areas of Hispaniola, since they have the tallest mountain in the entire Caribbean at upwards of 10,000 feet. So flash flooding, mudslides, landslides will be possible over there, but that's later. Right now we're talking about this storm, which is producing heavy amounts of rain into the southern coasts of Texas. It has made landfall there with winds of 50 miles an hour. The air pressure down to 998 millibars. It'd be so interesting if we could just start intercepting hurricanes and tropical systems. That would be nice. Be interesting, be great, but not gonna happen yet. Where's my mouse at? There it is. Anyone else have any comments, questions, or concerns? If you are interested in joining the Hurricane Watch team, feel free. We are looking for people to be on camera, essentially meteorologists, essentially. And we're also looking for people who are wanting to join our Discord server. I need to put the link in the description, I think. Did I put it in the description? I don't even know. Yeah, we got Patreon, and then our Discord server is down there too. So feel free to join our Discord server. That means a lot to us. Subscribing. Never gotta look at us again. Never gotta do anything else. But subscribing does help a lot. You never even have to. You just hit subscribe. Never worry about the existence of us again. It means a lot to us. Any subscriber that we get. Also, taking a look at when we do have a Discord server. When you do come in our Discord server, we answer any questions that you have about any kind of weather-related question, stuff like that. So later today, we'll also be doing videos on the rest of the Atlantic, which, let me just find my mouse and just start. Oh, it's over here. There we go. So obviously we have that, but we also have Franklin. I know it's going to be like Fred or Franklin or something. Franklin, which is going to be making its way. What the hell is going on here? This is strange. Franklin to be making landfall there in close to Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, producing lots of heavy rain, flooding, gusty winds for sure. And that's going to be something else we have to talk about. So there is a lot going on, and it could even become a hurricane, and even possible as it makes its way north, possibly Atlantic Canada could be getting affected by this, but that again is quite a long way down the road. A week or so possibly down the road. Flash flood warning. A rainfall warning. That's a long time, 800 minutes. But there we go. That's what we're watching down here. It has made landfall. I don't have anything else to say. If you were going to evacuate, well, that time has pretty much come to a closing. Flooding is going to continue as we do have flash flood warnings already in effect. I'm going to take a look at this and talk a little bit about what we have here with the flash flood warnings. The National Weather Service in Corpus Christi has issued a flash flood warning for south central Arkansas County and south central Texas. Arkansas says Aransas. Arkansas and Aransas look very, very similar to me. So basically at 9:46 a.m. Doppler radar indicated bands of very heavy rainfall from Tropical Storm Harold moving across the area. 1 or 2 inches of rain have already fallen, expecting a rate of 1 or 2 inches an hour in just 1 hour. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly, so we could have many more inches of rain falling in this area. If you live nearby creeks and bayous, we could have large amounts of flooding for sure. So I don't know how you reload the cones, but I'm gonna do. Oh, I think I could just turn it off, turn it back on. Certainly not how that works. And you can kind of see as it intensified, it kind of made its way here. And that's the tropical storm force wind field. As it has again made landfall. Again, air pressure is 998 millibars. It was a disturbance. Came in invest. What was this? Just became a depression, then a storm. And then we still are watching this system here, which again has winds of 45 miles an hour. Air pressure is 1,002 millibars. Alright, any comments, questions, or concerns? I'm running out of things. What the things to talk about at this point in time. Alright, gonna go back to satellite here. God, that looks weird. Looks like a scary thunderstorm. Okay. I'd like to go back to 2D, but I don't see if that's even an option. Oh yeah, I see it can fix itself. So strange. Alright, I'd put it back in 2D if I could, but I don't see an option. Alright, so it has fixed itself. Landfall has occurred. There it is, 50 miles an hour, gusts upwards of 65 miles an hour, air pressure down to 998 millibars. Wish you could just click on this or something and get the whole update from the National Hurricane Center. That's what they should do. Just be like, click, boom, get the whole update. But this kind of tells you 39 to 56 is tropical storm. And then you have like 50, like, I don't know, above 60 miles an hour or something. Did this one fix itself? Yes, it did. It was freaking bothering the hell out of me. Oh, okay, so this storm has also intensified. It was at 45 miles an hour, I believe. I should go to the National Hurricane Center right now on my thing here. Figure out what we got going on here. Just running out of things to say because I don't know what to say at this point. And these are the rainfall potentials. 1 to 2 inches of rain. I think we're going to see probably 4 to 6 inches of rain is more likely, but. So Franklin's going to be the next one that we're going to be monitoring as it is going to be making landfall momentarily in the next day or so. So again, the tropical storm has in fact made landfall in South Texas. Franklin, you're not very... No, not liking this. Also, I'm not liking this either. Because this is not very... I'm just going to use radar. But screw it, right? Alright. Well, I definitely don't like MMRS. It's not very good. Alright, click on this. Click on this. There we go. So there is the storm. It has made landfall once again. 50 miles an hour, gusting up to 65 miles an hour. Deep convection over the coast of Texas there, as we continue to see the storm producing lots of heavy rain and flooding over this portion of Texas. Okay, why is my computer like getting so hot? This is making me very nervous. There it is, ladies. Oh, it's like satellite and then like also radar at the same time. That would be a cool combo, but I don't think that's a possibility. Oh wait, maybe it is. Hold on. 50 frames. See if I could get one of these to just. Yeah, you can do different types of satellite, but you can't do radar and satellite at the same time. It would just be kind of like easy, so you'd be like, okay, this is what's here, this is what's here. You can kind of correlate and get an idea of what's going on. There it is. It's made landfall. Oh, I didn't set the scroll correctly, because you can see it appears before the white box does. Oh wow, look at the lightning in this one. That's pretty cool. That's pretty dope. I like that, that's sick. It's amazing. And you can see the inflow down here at the surface. You can see this is surface down here. And then you can kind of see these are the upper levels. So you can kind of see everything sort of stacked up where it should be. Here, I'm going to just go with this and then click out of this. And then click on. There you can kind of see surface with this. This is also the upper levels up here. But up here we're getting outflow levels, which are coming like this. So you got outflow going clockwise and you know, everything towards the center of the storm, and at the lower levels going counterclockwise. So interesting how storms work. Fascinating stuff. Fun and fascinating. I'll show you what I mean. Put this into motion here. Put this into play. You can see, look at the outflow. It's going this direction. It's going this direction. Kind of around. But you can see the inflow right here. Everything's going out. It's just so interesting how storms work. It's so fascinating. Such really interesting stuff. Lots of lightning. Look how deep this convection is over the Gulf of Mexico. Incredible stuff. Alright, I need to keep checking my chat, because if I don't, I'm going to completely forget that there's people watching me. That's generally how that works. Alright. Any questions, comments, concerns? Check. Okay. Alright, so that's what we got going on here. Not much else to talk about at all, but again, storm has made landfall in Texas with winds of 50 miles an hour, gusts of 65 miles an hour. Storm surge is already happening right now as we speak. Heavy rain will continue through the rest of the day into tomorrow, as the storm will continue to move through southern Texas into northern Mexico, through Nuevo Laredo, into that area. Just south of Alpine. By then it will just be a remnant low, completely falling apart over the large mountains in northern Mexico. Does anyone have any other comments, questions, or concerns? If not, we're going to end the stream here, and we are going to prepare for a video and do a video update on the global North Atlantic tropical weather update.
Okay.
Just gonna give everyone a minute. Comment any questions or concerns that they have. I want to bring up some cameras and we're gonna take a look and see what cameras that we got, and we're gonna take a look and talk about what we got, what cameras are showing here in South Texas. If you're still watching, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel for more tropical weather updates like this. If you are interested in more content, we have a Patreon page. Feel free to join our Patreon. Links in the description of this stream. Alright, let's see. I figure out where these are at to get an idea of. This one's a good one right here. This looks like it's right on the coast. Okay. Screen. So what's the whitest one? Go full screen. That's what I'm trying to figure this out. Okay. Oh, our pottery seawall. There, so you can see the waves coming in, but wait. Okay, these aren't working too well because I can't. But you can certainly see the gusty winds here right here on the coast, easily 45, 50 gusts up to 60 and 65 miles an hour here. This one's a good one right here, but I can't really. Wait. Sharing snapshot. Oh. This one in Corpus Christi, but this one's the line. This one's a good one right here. Then I can do about it. Quite a bit of people out for there to be a tropical storm making landfall just south of them. Interesting. just because I'm curious if we can take a look at other cameras in this area. Cameras. I doubt it. This one's gonna work. Well, that's a good one right here. Can't really. See. Picture. The only thing I can do is zoom in this way. I'm trying to. It's really about as good as this is gonna get here, since I physically cannot zoom it in anymore. But from what you can clearly see, okay, this is stop. As you can see, there are lots of waves, big waves, strong winds. So we're seeing easily 50 to 55 mile an hour sustained winds here, with significantly stronger wind gusts moving into just south of Corpus Christi. This is another good one. Very, very, very windy in this area. It just goes to show how windy it is because of this tropical storm. And this again is just a 50-mile-per-hour tropical storm. Imagine a hurricane making landfall, 70, 80, 90, 100 miles an hour. There'll be much more damages to be done. So this is a much weaker and less catastrophic system to make landfall. But the threats are going to remain the same. The threats are really going to remain the same in terms of the flooding. There's still going to be lots of flooding across this entire area. Don't think there are any other comments, questions, or concerns that anybody else has. Getting this thing to load properly, but it's what we're looking at right here. The storm has made landfall. We got 50-mile-an-hour winds. What do we got? These here. Notes. None of these really have any stuff. Brett. Eric. No. here it is. I'm going to do control for F11. There we go. Full screen, much better. Well, I've been streaming for about an hour. I'm probably going to end this off here. This afternoon, we're going to do just a tropical weather update, kind of talk about the tropics. And that's going to be it for today. Thank you all for joining this live stream and coverage. Tropical Storm Harold has made landfall there in South Texas. Heavy rain and flooding will continue to be the main threats throughout the rest of the day. I will be talking about other storms later this afternoon. Again, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, you can email me at hurricanewatchteam@gmail.com. Feel free to like, subscribe, and share this with anyone else. We do have a Patreon, links in the description. Anything helps. Just $1 a month. Just $1 a month can make all the difference in the entire world. Also, feel free to join our Discord. We have a Discord server also, which is also very, very, very helpful for us. Does anyone have any other comments, questions, or concerns? Also, good morning. How are all y'all doing today? Is Florida going to get hit by a hurricane? So if you're wondering about this other system, now if you're done with this year, we cannot verify that because things change very, very quickly. Like also with this system, it was just disturbance out here, and it just continued and very quickly ramped itself up and became a tropical storm upon landfall there in South Texas. Now with this system down here, this system over here is going to be far enough away where there won't be any direct impacts with it. The only impacts that I'm going to be expecting with this system is going to be rip currents and basically big waves. I mean, it'd be pretty good for, really good for stuff like, surfing. It'd be great, right? But direct impacts, there won't be anything when it comes to direct impacts. So that's really what we're looking at with there. Other than that, later on into the season, into September, there certainly could be hurricanes for Florida. But right now, we do think that for Florida, always, if you live in Florida, always be prepared, always be watching for any kind of systems that develop and make their way towards that area. Because there is always a possibility and there's always a threat for tropical activity for Florida. Alright, just finished the 4-hour stream on Harold. Oh yeah. It is very, this is, first storm that's actually made landfall in the United States, I believe, this year. Lord, correct me if I'm wrong. It's so embarrassing if I was wrong. But not the only storm that is impacting the United States. As y'all know, Tropical Storm / Hurricane Hillary or Tropical Storm Hillary made landfall in Baja California Peninsula and produced very heavy amounts of rain. And some areas got over a year's worth of rain in just 48 hours. Let's see, Euro model. Let's take a look at the Euro model and figure out what is going on here. I can get a better idea of what's happening. Satellite models, global, Euro. And no, we need to look at temperatures. We'll look at air pressure and wind. Even wind would be relatively, wind certainly isn't what I need. I think I know exactly what you're talking about. I see. Alright, let's take a look at air pressure, figure out what we're dealing with in terms of sea level air pressure. This is towards essentially like 200 hours out. Clearly more than 200 hours, like 220, 28. Alright, so this is the panhandle of Florida, alright? So let's take a look and see what we are looking at here. I see, yeah, 000, okay. Yeah, okay. Air pressure. Alright, so based on air pressure, I'm seeing 976. That's about a Category 2, maybe moderate, low in Category 3 hurricane, but I'm saying 100, 105 miles an hour, possibly pushing for 110 miles an hour. That's kind of what I'm assuming by air pressure, about 100 mile an hour Category 2 hurricane. This doesn't seem to be a slow mover. It looks like it comes through really, really quickly. Kind of gives me Hurricane Michael vibes. Figure out where this storm kind of originates from to get an idea of what's happening. Now again, this is over 200 hours out from landfall, so anything, in my opinion, even anything more than 150 hours out can become very, very unreliable. I find it weird how no ensembles are really supported by Euro support. Well, it had been that Euro was one of the most accurate and reliable models. Everything changes, right? Alright, what else we got here? Euro and Amthicam. What's the G? So clearly no other model is showing it because we go at the same time. 100, not 100, like 200 hours. We don't see much. Let's hit play, figure out what we got going on here, and get up with and figure out how to kind of explain what all is going on. That's weird. Here's what we're gonna do. So our Discord is Hurricane Watching Community Hub. My thing is literally, I'm gonna go down here to YouTube. Then I'm gonna put my DM. Everyone, just DM me that. DM me at this. At Ariel Weitzel. DM me through Discord. I'll talk to you, see what I can do to get you in, and figure out what's going on, and then I'll try to get you in. But most certainly, yes. That's what we're kind of dealing with here. Not 100% sure what to say. This is mainly going to be focusing on Tropical Storm Harold as it produces heavy amounts of rain. Alright, I am going to have to end this because I have to prepare for my video here in a few hours. I also love talking about hurricanes. Again, if you like talking about hurricanes, join our Discord server. Link's going to be in the description below. If you're interested, anyone else is interested, feel free to join our Discord server. Links are going to be in the description below. Discord server in the description below. So is our Patreon. Discord, or links in the description below. So that's it, guys. I have run out of things to talk about. But I have to go back to satellite radar imagery. Single site. Not that close. See, look at that. See, because it's weakening, it's kind of shifting back on into the south. I don't have merch at all. If you're talking to me, I don't have merch. Hurricane Watching doesn't have merch. We actually need help. We'll actually need help with doing some stuff. If you want to become part of the Hurricane Watch team, again, DM me in Discord, alright? What a day today has been. Today has been something. Sent me a friend request. Ah, okay. Friends pending. Yeah, I mean. Alright, I'm gonna click on this camera and see if it is actually anything good. These are all like highway cameras. So these are all like in Corpus Christi. Okay, why not? These like image on a film. They're like out of power. They're like a power or something. These are like right close to the coast. There we go. Anything farther south? Alright, I'm going to end the stream off here, guys, before I start getting carried away and talking about things that are not related to what is needed to be talked about. Regardless, that's going to be for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining the stream today. We're going to be doing a tropical weather update later today. That's it for today, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, morning, afternoon, whenever you're watching this. That's me of today, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, take care, stay safe, and don't forget, this is your source of cyclone information. Peace out.